This is it then, the final racing to win of the season, for the final meeting of the season as well. We're at Sha Tin for 11 races, a Saturday programme as well, a big finish also, with the trainers, the jockeys and the Tony Cruz Award, in theory, still up for grabs. I'm Andrew Lejeune, good to have your company. I'm joined here in the studio by Nick Child, our former analyst and race caller, Mark McNamara as well. Mark, been building up this for a while. We're going to get a grandstand finish, certainly as far as the jockeys are concerned.
We are indeed. Hello to you, Andrew, and everybody. And look, it's a meeting where there's some talented horses on show too. So for the last meeting of the season, the Class 1's a good quality field. Some up-and-comers step out also. So there's plenty of little different avenues coming up in this meeting.
There is, right throughout the 11 races. And Nick, if that's not enough, we've got some decent jackpots as well.
We certainly have, yeah. Thoroughly looking forward to those as well. If the jockeys and the trainers, etc., their championship wasn't enough to get the juices flowing, then the triple trio, we've got 14 million. That should build to about 23 million. And we've also got $1 million for both races 7 and 11 in the quartet and merged 4.
All right, we're going to be looking at the feature race in a moment. That's the Class 1, comes up as race number 8. But before that, let's just set the scene as far as the jockey's title race is concerned. Mark, with a double for Joe on Wednesday night, Happy Valley, it's all square.
It's a promoter's dream, isn't it, heading into this meeting? 132 plays 132, about 20 rides different between them. Zach's got a full book, Nick, and Joe's got 10 out of the 11.
He certainly has. I mean, and look, Joe rode as like an inspired jockey, I thought, on Wednesday night. So the fact he's levelled it means it's all there to play for. All
right, Joe does have one more dead heat than Zach at this stage, so on count back, if it stays level, unless Zach has a dead heat, of course, Zach will win. If they level, at the end of the day, Zach wins the championship. But 11 races to get through. We'll have a look at their rides in a moment. Let's first, though, hear from Joe, his thoughts heading into the final day.
We know that there's this ongoing battle, you and Zach Purton, of course. It's going right down to the wire. I mean, we're all hoping it probably goes down to race 11, but I'm sure you're not. In regards to the season itself, it's been a long road, hasn't it? And it's been a really tough battle. How are you feeling now as we come to the end of it, Joe?
Extremely tired, destroyed, broken pieces, to be honest. But it's been great. I mean, Zach has pushed me to my limit. I always say it's like, this rivalry that is being created is just when we get out there, we try to beat each other at the course. We don't bring it outside, we get along well. I kind of admire Zach very much. He's a great rider, very intelligent. He does his job very well. And what he's done this season is inspirable. He proves to be a warrior, and myself being able also to put him in that situation where he has to really give his very best, I gotta be proud of myself. Honestly, I think Zach has a better and a stronger book of riding than me on the last day. I mean, on Saturday. But as you said yourself, it's probably just gonna go all the way to the wire.
Do you feel that you both bring out the best in each other?
Yes, and I think we help each other to bring the best of each other. I mean, if Zach wasn't there, my numbers wouldn't be the same. I think it would be much less.
We saw an inspired Joe Moreira on Wednesday night. Obviously, you managed to level it as far as winners are concerned. How happy are you with the situation going into this final meeting of the season, Joe? Do you feel that you're there in a place that you can sort of go out there Saturday and really make the most of it, enjoy it, and hopefully win another title?
Well, what's in my mind is like I have to treat it as a normal race meeting, so I just perform at my best. But I've been doing a little bit of a different preparation. I've been, as I described, physically I'm very tired, very stressed. As you know, that's not a secret to anybody. So I've been trying to get my body a little bit better and been working with the doctors, and hopefully that can really get me to feel 100% when it comes to the races. And I will just take it race by race. If it means to be mine, it's gonna be. If it means to be Zach, it's gonna be. Whoever this trophy whoever lands this trophy lands in whoever's hands is going to be deserved. If Zach wins it, he deserves it. If I win it, I believe I deserve it as well. So I'll just take it race by race.
Joe, spoken like a true champion always. Best of luck Saturday.
Yeah, it was a great chat, Nick, with Joe there at track work on Friday morning. I think he said something similar about Wednesday night. He thought Zach had a better book of rides and he came out and rode a double. But I probably tend to agree with him, Mark. But what are his highlights here, Joe, on the final day?
Well, Victor's actually been getting better. Win 33 is well placed. He's a two-time winner course and distance. Over the Moon looks to be a good chance as well. He'll get back and run on. Red Titan on that page too, Nick. He's going to get better the further he races over, and the last 4 rides, they're all some sort of chance too.
They are indeed, yeah. Look, Adios is an improving horse. I think still very lightly raced. Jumbo Fortune was good last time, and obviously not forgetting Chevalier Prince, who was a last start winner. So, you know, he's got some solid rides.
Yeah, interestingly, Joe rides for Frankie in the final race. Zach will ride for John Size. But I do think there's a few that stand out, certainly on the second page, Mark, as far as Zach's concerned. He does have 11 rides too.
He does indeed. Youthful Deal had no luck on debut at Happy Valley. He'd love to win on either Aeroversary or Turquoise Alpha, I'm sure, for the departing Paul O'Sullivan. All is good as drawn perfectly in Barry number 1. And in that run home, Nick, Chirin Red Sun, unlucky last time. Global Harmony, lucky Swain S and Tuchel. It's quite a lineup.
Yeah, some fantastic rides to finish the card there for Zach. So should he draw a blank early, he's certainly got plenty to look forward to towards the end.
All right, so it may well come down to that final race. We will see race number 11. But we're going to be having a look at 2 races on the card for you, races 8 and 10. Of course, it is meeting number 88 of the campaign. We're on the A course as well for the final meeting of the season. And our feature race is the Hong Kong Racehorse Owners Association Trophy. It's a super lineup as well. Class 1 over the 1600 metres. The other one we'll look at is the 10th, which is a Class 2 over the 200. But a really strong run home there from race 7 onwards. So this is the feature race, and we have 11 going to post. A number of these horses coming out of the Premier Plate was the Group 3 over the 1800 metres. Mighty Giant, Champions Way, Excellent Proposal, finishing 8th, 6th and 9th respectively. Savvy 9 comes out of that race as well. He finished 5th. Fantastic Treasure behind the Golden Scenery last time out. Turin Red Sun, incredibly unlucky in that race, in being a short head by Tourbillon Diamond. Bourbon Air bolted up last time on a soft track by 6 lengths. Money Catcher, California 10 and Celestial Power were all behind him, but get a big swing at the weights as a result. Okay, so as far as the speed map is concerned for this one, Mark, I assume Bourbon Air will roll forward again, but King's Shield could be a thorn in his side.
Absolutely. We know he likes to go forward, but he's got all of his form on an all-weather track as opposed to the turf where he has struggled. Mighty Giant's probably going to be slow out of the gates, Nick, but he is able to muster pace usually pretty quickly after that, and he might have the speed from barrier number 3 to push through and get in behind the leader. Yeah,
and the horse drawn next to him is Turin Red Sun. Obviously, we saw how unlucky he was last time out. Zach will ride and obviously will leave nothing to chance, but he might just have to sort of find himself a bit of racing room. And Fantastic Treasure, of course, if they go quick, he's a horse we know can rattle off a pretty decent sectional, up in trip, drawn 1. Again, another horse who will be looking for racing room.
I think Mighty Giant might be the question mark there, as you said, Mark, how he gets out of the gates and whether he can hold that position or not. We start our search for the winner. Looking back, firstly at the Premier Plate, this is a Group 3, 1800 metres, Mark, and just a horror show for Turin Red Sun. Got held up all the way down the straight, couldn't get out, but we shouldn't forget about Champions Way, Mighty Giant, excellent proposal as well.
Absolutely, and we'll see Turin Red Sun trying to get out. You can see Mighty Giant's further back in the field. The speed map's got him in behind the leader, so if he doesn't begin fast, which he doesn't always do, he might end up further back in the field than what that showed. But here he is, Nick, trying to get out inside of Butterfield that kept him in long enough, and when he did get out, he rattled through late.
He certainly did, and look, he's got a good level of form so far this season, arguably unlucky not to have won one, but Zach Purton rides here, lot to like about him this time.
So we'll see it now from the head on. You can see the problem he's got. Tourbillon Diamond came around him and then Butterfield held him in. So he's just waiting. There's absolutely nowhere to go. And when he does get out, the thing that impressed me, Nick, was the turn of foot he showed. He only beat a short head in the end. Yeah,
it was a ready turn of foot. Look, he's a classy horse. We know that from his form through the 4-year-old series. So, I mean, look, he's in a race where he can certainly get very competitive.
Savvy 9 didn't go a bad race in that either. He's placed 3 from 6 course and distance. Haven't got him in. We know him generally over further though.
All right, let's go back to the trials and have a look at Excellent Proposal, who he's sucked me in I don't know how many times, Mark. He does trial well and he trials well again here, but what do we expect on race day?
He did. Alexi Bedell rode him in this trial, and Alexi's riding Bourbon Air, so on that, you would have to think Bourbon Air's the better of the two. He's an incredibly frustrating horse, Nick. He's got the ability. He's won 4 from 18. Pretty good record over the 1600 metres, but which one will turn up?
Well, this is it, and I mean, look, Luke Curry rides for the first time. Perhaps a change of reinsman on this horse might just suit him, but you're that's kind of what you're banking on. And old Champions well, he's an 8-time winner, so you know, he deserves his place, and hopefully he'll run well again.
And he never really does a lot at the trial, so we'd be too put off by what you just saw there. Fantastic Treasure next, Nick, unbeaten in 5 starts last season, hasn't quite reached those heights this campaign.
He hasn't, no. Obviously had a bit of an interrupted campaign this time in. Obviously just the 5 starts for him, obviously. But I mean, this run last time out, I thought there was plenty of merit in it. He's had to be pulled to the outside. I think he would certainly have stripped fitter for the run. Karis Teton on, but the Hayes team, Mark, not in the greatest of form at the moment.
No, looking to turn it around is David. First time over the 1,600 metres, he looked like he was going to run right into this race and just peak. So those 2 runs back, as Nick said, should have sharpened him up. And he carries 14 pounds less from the inside draw for the rising class.
All right, Bourbon, he was brilliant this day, Mark, but you can tell from the pictures here how different the conditions were. Money Catcher, California 10, Celestial Power in behind. They get sort of an 11, 12 pound turnaround with him here.
They do indeed. He worked to this win, though, even allowing for the fact that the rain had come and got the conditions to suit. He was going to win a race sooner rather than later. It might not have been by as big a space as what it was if the track wasn't like it was, but Alexi Bedell riding in for John Size, not sure he got the choice, Nick, but the fact he rode the stablemate in the trial, he's in on that.
Yeah, I think so. And I suppose it's a concern, but a concern obviously on the back of that is that, will he handle better ground as well as he has that? Because he's absolutely bolted up there, so he's clearly revelled in it.
OK, so an interesting mix here, Nick, as far as the weights are concerned, the last start winners. Which way did you go in the end? Yeah,
look, it's a competitive race. Certainly think that there are plenty of chances, but Turin Red Sun for me, I think was the way to go here. Obviously, mightily unlucky last time. Zach's on board, and I'm sure Douglas White would love to get a win into him before the season's out, of course. So 7 on top over Fantastic Treasure. I can certainly give a chance to in this. Bourbon Air goes in for 3rd. Concerns on the ground slightly, but he was very good last time. An excellent proposal. I'll throw him in. He's a bit of a tricky customer at times, but I think on his best form he's good enough to be included. 7, 6, 8 and 3 for me.
Same first 3. Just got Money Catcher in for 4th. Turin Red Sun, he's actually still a maiden. 9 starts will be on a Saturday, but he can break through here. He should have won last time, just things didn't go his way at the 2-300 metre mark. Fantastic Treasure, drop in weight and an inside gate. Bourbon Air, really good last time. And Money Catcher, he's a horse that is also a maiden, start 10, but he's placed 6 times. He was beaten by Bourbon Air, and he's had wet tracks at his last 2, but he's racing OK on top of the ground before that. 7, 6, 8 and 9.
I got the same top 3 as well, 7, 6 and 8. Turin Red Sun last time, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I think they'll get some consolation here with a decent Class 1. All right, that is race number 8. Our feature race on the programme, we're looking at race number 10. That's up next, plus all the best bets. That's still to come. Race number 10 is up next for us. Before, though, we dive into the runners and riders and the more details about the second last, it is Paul O'Sullivan's final meeting training here in Hong Kong. He's got 3 runners. And you know what? They've all got some sort of chance, haven't they, at an each-way price? Absolutely, especially Turquoise Alpha and Gang of Brothers. Their anniversary would need to improve a little, but Turquoise Alpha's been really good at his last couple. He steps up in trip. Gang of Brothers will win 2 starts ago, Nick, and he didn't have much luck last time. Yeah, absolutely. And look, the fairy tale result would be anniversary, wouldn't it, in those famous Aero Velocity colours. So best of luck to Paul this weekend. Zach rides 2. Lyle Hewitson will be on board the other one there. So he does have a runner in this race, the shape of Aeroversary. This is a Class 2 over the 1,200 metres, and the field is headed by Trillion Win. Both him and Blaze Warrior dropping in class, running behind Duke Y last time out, finished 4th and 3rd respectively. Voyage Warrior coming for a good run at Happy Valley, finished 3rd there. Grateful Heart down in class as well. Lucky Moore was down the field after a long break last time out behind Classic Unicorn. Lucky Swayness, what a season he's had, won 4 of 6 so far. Zach Purton jumps on board, rewarding together. 5th to Family Folks, that was at Happy Valley last time out as well. Be Ready up in class with last start win. Jumbo Fortune comes up in class as well. The season a moment, well, he's a 3-time winner this season, but over the 1,200 at Happy Valley, and starting with the gear change, the blinkers going back on there. Ricky Yu and Wagner Borges will be in the saddle. So speed-wise for this one, Mark, it looks like they probably settled down in a 2x2 formation here, don't they? And it looks that way, with Lucky Moore having a much better run than what he had first up at Happy Valley from barrier number 11. He gets across and leads. Trillion Win has pace. He can come over and sit outside of him. Lucky Swayness also has speed and can get that tactical speed from barrier 10. Work over with Trillion Win, who's drawn 12. Lucky Swayness 10, so they can come across. Rewarding together. We know Blaze Warrior likes to go back, Nick. We certainly do. Yeah, he'll be doing all his best work late. Did so last time, of course, and a few that will probably find themselves out the back. Master Delight and Seizing the Moment. The John Size pair there. They look to get back in what looks to be a decent sort of pace. OK, all right. So we'll see how that all pans out, and we'll have a look at a couple of the races as well in a moment. We'll start off though with Frankie Law having a chat to Nick about his 2 runners in the race.
Frankie, race 10 on Saturday, our penultimate race of the season. You've got a couple of runners in the race, Rewarding Together and also Be Ready. If we can start with Rewarding Together, he's back to Sha Tin. Is that a positive for him?
Yeah, you can see he raced once in Sha Tin, finished second, still really good.
Matthew Chadwick's got a very good record on the horse. Just on his run last time, that was at Happy Valley, he was 5th. I mean, he wasn't disgraced in what was a competitive race.
Yeah, last time he got a outside jaw, and then the turn, I think he's 5 or 6 wide, and he still finished good, and so that's why I still have race plan for him. So just race him tomorrow.
Obviously, with him, he's a horse who's climbing up through the grades. Do you think he is this sort of grade going forward into next season?
I think so. He looks. We always said this horse is a little bit big, fat horse, and he looks still can improve. So I hope next season the horse still can improve, and then he can win in Class 2. Yeah.
You've also got Be Ready in the race. He was a winner last time on yielding ground at the Valley, going up in grade though.
Yeah, but this horse usually he's 2 wins in Happy Valley, but this time I just bring him back to Sha Tin. He raced in Sha Tin before, but he still can okay in Sha Tin. Yeah.
A little bit less weight to carry as well. He's got 12 pounds less on his back. That's obviously got to be a key component as well.
Yeah, you know, he's usually carrying lightweight to be better.
and just on the draw as well, I mean, he's in 4. I guess that's always a positive and not a negative.
Yeah, positive. It's more easy for him. He can jump and then maybe 3rd, 4th.
All right, interesting that both those horses, their winning forms at Happy Valley as opposed to Sha Tin, but Frankie not concerned about that at all. As we have a look, Mark, before we have a look at some of the replays here about Frankie Law and John Size, 6 between them as we come into the final meeting, 11 races to go.
12 runners in each. John has horses in 8 races, so he needs to win at least 7 of them, Nick, and hope Frankie wins none. It'd take a miracle for John Size to win this.
It would, yeah. Look, it's a huge ask, and look, we wish them both well, and it's been great fun watching them all season, but Frankie looks to have it half sewn up now.
All right. John's been in this situation a couple of times before, comes down to the final day, and he's pulled it out of the bag, but maybe not with so much ground to make up on his ride. But let's have a look at this Lucky Sweynesse again, Mark. Here he is down on the inside. This is Happy Valley, of course, switching back to Sha Tin, where he has won before, but over the 1,400 metres. The other horse is Voyage Warrior finishing 3rd, Rewarding Together finishing in 5th, and seizing the moment right out wide. He eventually finishes in 9th spot.
He's having his first run over 1,200 metres at Sha Tin, is seizing the moment. Lucky Sweynesse, just a 3-year-old, busy-ish sort of season for him, having his 7th start on Saturday afternoon. He's won 4, stretched out to 1,400. 1,200 is ideal. He was up against the fence this night, Nick. Always had a bit of time for Rewarding Together too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I didn't think the run of Voyage Warrior was too bad in defeat as well.
But that's record for Lucky Sweynesse, as you say, Mark. Big season for him, but 3 from 5 at Happy Valley, 1 out of 1 at Sha Tin.
Yeah, Man for Man's had him ticking over from his debut, and Zach gets on well with the horse. He should go a pretty solid race again. He carries an extra 4 pounds.
All right, rainy day here, Nick, at Sha Tin. Blaze Warrior outright finishing in 3rd place. Trillion Wind down the middle finishes 4th, and Grateful Heart out the back. This was behind Duke Y this day.
It was, yeah, good race this, and you know, certainly impressed by Blaze Warrior's performance. I mean, we know that he does handle a softer track underfoot, and I thought he's closed off quite nicely here. He would be the one that I'd certainly take out of the race here, Mark.
Yeah, me too, Nick. Trillion Wind, don't mind him as a racehorse, but barrier number 12 with 11 extra pounds is going to make it a bit difficult for him. He's up in weight too, Blaze Warrior, but if they do scoot along like the speed map suggests, he's going to be running on sharply at the end. Gets a little weight allowance too for Jerry Chow, so carries 131.
All right. What about Jumbo Fortune, Mark? I think he's shown us plenty that he's more than capable. Still a maiden though in Hong Kong after 5, I think it is.
He is, and makes his first appearance in Class 2. He was beaten in neck here behind 8 trigrams, so he does strike a much harder field this week. A 9-2 starts ago behind Alcari. But from barrier number 1, Nick, Joe Moreira Casper Founds, he's going to get a great trip.
Yeah, he hasn't been with Casper all that long as well, so he's clearly got him going nicely. Up in grade's going to be a bit tougher, but he carries a lightweight for that, and there was certainly plenty to like about this run, closing off strongly. So he's a player.
There's 8 trigrams winning that race on that day. All right, is this going to be the icing on the cake or the cherry on top for Lucky Sweynesse this season, Nick?
Possibly. I think he's certainly got every chance for sure. And look, he's a very nice horse, isn't he? So he'll go on top for me here. He's come a long way in a short space of time. Blaze Warrior in for second, ahead of Voyage Warrior and Jumbo Fortune 6-2, 3-10.
Same top two, Lucky Swain S on top to beat the two-horse Blaze Warrior. Got Rewarding Together in for third, and Jumbo Fortune, who'll get that great run. 6-2, 7 and 10.
Lucky Swain S for me as well. I think Trillion Win can run a big race also. Now we've got 11 races on the programme. Nick, give us the winners.
Yeah, there's plenty of them. They're very competitive as well, but I did think that, given the competitive nature of these, there's plenty of chances around them. The likes of Vector in the first looks interesting, but I think it's the latter part of the card which we'll focus on. The likes of Turin Red Sun, Lucky 8, and towards the end of the programme, Secret Vision, I think, a strong chance as well. All
right, and don't forget you can find a preview of all those races on the audio-video section of the website. Who was the best out of those, Nick?
Look, I'm pretty keen on Super Red Dragon here. He's overdue a win. Vincent Ho was amongst the winners on Wednesday night, so he'll do for the best. The long shot, Imperial McGee, interesting runner here. Unlucky last time. He can certainly atone for that. And the play, race 7, 7, 9 and 12, the numbers there.
All is good. Zach Burton, Francis Lloyd, Barry number 1. He's got better and better with racing. Yet to run a place, but he can win this. City Legend has a good record, course and distance. He'll get back and he'll run on with Over the Moon. And they're both in the play. Indigenous Realm, impressive last time. Over the Moon, City Legend in a QP.
All right, he was beaten best bet last time, but I think we can get it back here with Turin Red Sun in the feature race. Zach Burton jumping on board for Douglas White. And earlier on the programme, he's going up in trip here. King Tourbillon, he was criminal defence when winning the Rough Habit Plate in Australia, staying on over a mile last time out, up to the 1,800 metres. I think he can get something out of that. Fantastic treasure, Turin Red Sun and Bourbon Air, the QQP for me in race number 8. And if either of Paul's Twitter followers are watching, Lucky 8 is his best bet, and he also likes Imperial McGee as well, Mark.
He's going to gain a new follower through the week, has he? It was only 7 days ago.
But there we go. That's it. It's been a great year. And looking forward to a great day on Saturday.
It has. In your last racing doing, you've done well.
It is. Thank you. Don't want to get too emotional. Nick, enjoy the action on the weekend, and we'll crown a few champions as well on Saturday.
We certainly will. Looking forward to it, and yeah, can't wait. The season finale upcoming.
Brilliant. Okay. When does the ticker tape start? Balloons? Nothing?
I'm trying to get one of those exploding things to scare you, but
too late.
It's bullying now.
That's the show. Thanks for watching for the final time. Hopefully we'll see you at Sha Tin on Saturday. We'll be racing to win.